Hey everyone, my name is Sean, and today we're going to do a tier list of American Express cards. This is simply going to be my opinions about the best and worst Amex cards. Before we get started, the goal of this channel is to teach you about how to maximize your credit card rewards points. So if you're into that sort of thing, then please consider subscribing to the channel. Also, since there are 18 cards on this list, this won't be a full review of them by any means. And I'll be mentioning perks of the cards, but this isn't meant to be like a full overview of those perks. So there will be many benefits that I don't even mention. And I won't really be looking at these sign-up bonuses, because when you consider those bonuses, it's actually pretty easy to get value from any of these cards. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get started. So I actually did lie to you guys at the beginning of this video. There's going to be one other card issuer on here, and that's going to be Credit 1, just so I can place the whole bank in the exact tier that they deserve.
Nice.
If you don't know what Credit 1 is, all you need to know about that issuer is you never want to get a card from them. The whole bank is basically straight up trash. Their cards are basically just to fee harvest you. Okay, but now let's actually get started. So first card is the Amex Everyday card. I'm going to rank this as solid B tier. There's no annual fee, so you can really just hold on to it long term. And it's a good way to have a card that gives you MR points. So if you want to not have the green card, gold card, or platinum card, you can still have a way to bank your MR points. Okay, next up is the Amex Everyday Preferred card. This card is pretty similar to the Everyday card, except there is a $95 annual fee. And there aren't really that many more benefits to this card, so it's pretty hard to justify that annual fee. If you do have a lot of spending on grocery stores, for example, then maybe it could be worth it, but otherwise I really wouldn't recommend this card that much. So for that, it's going to be placed in C tier. Next is the Amex Blue card, not to be confused with the Blue Cash card. This card, I really don't know why it exists. There's not really any benefits you get to it. You earn 1 MR point on all your purchases with no categories. But the Everyday card also gives you that, and then you also get, the bonus category of supermarkets. And there doesn't really seem to be like any other benefit to this card. So I really would not recommend getting the blue card, but since this card really has very, very little benefits, I'm going to place it in D tier. Okay, the Amex Green card now. This card has a $150 annual fee, and you do get 2 credits with it. $100 a year in clear credits, and $100 a year in lounge buddy credits. The clear credit can be useful, but the lounge buddy credit is kind of meh, considering that if you're an avid traveler or anything, you're going to have a card that gives you unlimited lounge access. There are some decent point earning categories on this card, but it's nothing too special, so for that I'm going to place it in B tier. Okay, the Amex Gold card now. This card has a $250 annual fee, but you earn 4x points on restaurants and supermarkets. And you do get a $120 a year dining credit and a $100 a year airline fee credit. The airline fee credit is kind of hard to use, so it's not too great, but overall the card is actually pretty good considering its really strong point earning. So for that, it's going to be placed in A tier. Okay, now the Amex Platinum card. This card has a whopping $550 annual fee, but you do get a ton of credits with it. And you also have a bunch of lounge access and a lot of other perks. So for that, this is going to be placed in S tier. Now onto the Hilton series, starting with the Hilton Honors card. This card has no annual fee, and there's some okay categories for earning Hilton points. Additionally, you also get free Hilton Silver status with this. So since this card has no annual fee, I think it's pretty good to hold on to long term, and it's pretty rare to get complimentary hotel status with a no annual fee card. So I'm going to place this in A tier. Okay, now we have the Hilton Surpass card. This card has a $95 annual fee. It earns a bit extra points relative to the no annual fee card, and then you also get complimentary Hilton Gold status. This can give you room upgrades and free breakfast at a lot of Hilton properties. So I think it's a pretty good card, but it's nothing spectacular for the annual fee. I do think the hotel status is pretty good, so I'm going to place it lowish A tier. Okay, finally in this chain is the Hilton Honors Ascend card. This card has a $450 annual fee, gives you complimentary Hilton Diamond status, and gives you a free weekend night at virtually any Hilton property. Additionally, there's also Priority Pass membership, and there's a bunch of other credits with it. So if you can make use of those credits and that weekend night properly, this card is absolutely broken. In my opinion, this is the best American Express card. So for that, it's going to be placed at top of S tier. Now the Marriott Bonvoy Brilliant card. This card has a $450 annual fee. You get $300 a year in Marriott credits, and you also do get complimentary Marriott Gold status. I do think the free night each year can be really useful, and the $300 of credits can also be really helpful. But this card isn't overpowered, I would say, so for that it's going to be placed in A tier. Okay, now on to the Amex Delta cards. We're going to start with the Delta Blue card. This card has no annual fee, but there's not that many perks associated with it. You do get some Delta point earning and 20% off in-flight Delta purchases. So in my opinion, the benefits of this card are kind of but it's not too bad to hold on to long term, especially since there's no annual fee. So for that, I'm going to place it as low-ish B tier. Okay, next the Delta Gold card. This card has a $99 annual fee past your first year. You do get your first checked bag free on Delta flights, and you also get priority boarding. I can see if you're a fairly frequent Delta traveler, then this could be pretty useful, but it's also nothing too special, so I'm going to place it as mid B tier. Okay, next is the Amex Delta Platinum card. This card has a $250 annual fee, and you do get the benefits associated with the gold card plus some extras, but the main appeal, in my opinion, of this card is the annual companion certificate. This can be used for Delta domestic economy flights. So I think if you're able to use that credit, it's actually pretty powerful. So for that, it's going to be placed as low-ish A tier. So finally with this series is the Delta Reserve card. This card has a $550 annual fee. It has most of the benefits you would associate with premium travel cards, such as lounge access. This includes Delta Sky Club access and Centurion lounge access when flying Delta. But the main benefit, in my opinion, is also the annual companion certificate. This can actually be used on first class or Comfort Plus flights. So if you're actually able to take use of that certificate, then it's extremely useful. But I don't think it's overpowered or anything, since you do have to buy a first class ticket to really make use of this in the first place. So it's also going to be placed as A tier. Okay, next is the Amex Blue Cash Everyday card. This card earns 3% cash back at US supermarkets up to $6,000 a year, and then 1% after that. And it also earns 2% at gas stations. Since there's no annual fee for this card, it's not really too bad to hold on to, but the benefits are kind of mediocre in my opinion, so it's going to be placed as low B tier. Okay, next is the Amex Blue Cash Preferred card. This card is very similar to the Blue Cash card, but instead of earning 3% at US supermarkets, it earns 6%. But there is a $95 annual fee. So I think it's really not too useful to anyone unless you're doing a lot of grocery store spending. And then if you are doing a lot of grocery store spending, I would be more likely to recommend the Amex Gold card to you. So it's really not too great of a card in my opinion, so I'm going to rank it as C tier. Okay, and finally the Amex Cash Magnet card. This card earns 1.5% cash back on everything with no categories. I don't really like this card too much because similar types of cards typically have other benefits associated with it. For example, the Chase Freedom Unlimited, which also earns 1.5% cash back. The actual cash back of it can be converted to Chase UR points, which can give you a lot more value. And then there's cards like the City Double Cash, which give you 2% cash back on everything instead of 1.5%. So considering that other cards in this segment are much better, I'm actually going to rank this as C tier. Okay, that's going to wrap it up for today. I hope you enjoyed my tier list. Please comment your thoughts down below of my picks for each tier. I'm not saying these are concrete tiers, but these are just my opinions of how I would rank these cards. So please comment down below how you would rank these cards. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. See you next time.